Most of the big fires that I went to earlier in my career were, not in my backyard. And, big fires back then, I mean, you went to a 40,000 acre fire, 80,000 acre fire, those were big fires. So when the ranch fire came through at over 400,000 acres, that was a very big fire for us, and it burned, a good portion of it burned very, very hot and took a lot of our forests away.
When we first came out and looked at the project, it was really overwhelming. There's so much standing dead material. Just from a practical point of view, it's like, what do you do with it all? And how do you clear the land so that you can plant it and get things moving towards regrowing the forest? The North Shore Restoration Project is a 40,000 acre area that encompasses the North Shore of Clear Lake. It is the largest wildland-urban interface on the Mendocino National Forest. The goal is to restore the landscape while also protecting the communities downslope from any future wildfires. The first phase of the project removed the standing dead trees along the roadside just to open the forest up to public access again and to make it safe. For years after the fire, you couldn't come up here without a chainsaw in your vehicle because you just didn't know if a tree was going to fall after you passed it and if you would be able to get back out.
As those trees start falling down, it's just a tremendous fuel load. Imagine, lots and lots of trees, big trees, little trees, medium trees, just all kind of stacking down on the ground, and then the fires that come through there could be very devastating. To be able to plant trees, we hand thin and pile in areas that are too steep for mechanical operations. In areas that are flatter, we will take machines and we will pile excess dead logs. We'll leave some out there for the wildlife. We leave some logs on the ground for the critters. After all that happens, after we put the piles out there, we have to get rid of the piles before we can put the trees there. These piles put off a tremendous amount of heat. If there are little tree seedlings, saplings next to these piles and we burn the piles after we plant, then it's very likely that the little saplings won't make it. So it was a tremendous effort to come together and burn all these piles before the trees come in. So it was like, here's all the equipment coming in. We did all this site prep work. Now, all of our fire engines and hand crews and our partners and CAL FIRE bringing engines up to help us out. It was like one thing after another, just trying to get this down because these trees get ordered, right, a couple years ahead of time. So once they're coming, they're coming. And so just trying to stay on that schedule took a tremendous amount of effort.
Typical day would be, getting up 4:30, 4:45, meeting at the district office at 5:45 to load up the trees to leave by 6 with our hand crews. And it's about an hour drive up the mountain. Typically we start planting around 7 to 7:15 in the morning. And we'll plant through the day till about 1:30 in the afternoon. We're gonna put in the ground anywhere between 8,000 to 9,000 trees on average. And that's working with an 11, 12-man crew. Each crew member puts approximately 800 trees in the ground. So we cover a lot of ground fairly quickly. This year, it's a really dry winter. We're out here at the very beginning of April to start planting. Hopefully, we get some moisture back in the ground because that's the game. If the tree's in the ground, then hope for a few more thunderstorms or showers before we hit that triple-digit 100-degree heat through the summer.
We're on the southern end of the Mendocino National Forest. It's a lot hotter and drier here than it is 100 miles north of here, which is also in the same forest. They're higher elevation, they get more snow. Down here, even after it pours rain in a day or two, it's pretty much dry, and we're out here, dust is kicking up again. So we work with some scientists specifically looking at different types of species of trees that would do well in this section of the forest. We needed to make sure that we weren't just throwing money away, that the trees that we chose to plant were actually going to thrive in this type of environment.
Our local government has limited funding and resources. If we weren't working together, this project probably would never come to fruition. Ultimately, it takes support from the state to be able to fund the implementation, but it's not just that that's making this happen. It's support from the regional office and the Washington office of the Forest Service. Additionally, working with organizations like Props, who have a massive list of contractors that they work with all over the country. We simply don't have those types of resources here in Lake County. We just haven't gotten to a point where we've scaled up locally enough to be able to treat 500 acres in just a month. It is a collaboration with a capital C, and it's been amazing at building the relationships between our teams and getting this work done, and raising the bar on what it means to live in a rural community and how to manage those landscapes post-fire.
Patriot Restoration Ops is nationwide. Last year we planted just over 1 million trees in the ground between California and Oregon with the Forest Service. As an organization, we exist to help increase pay scale and capacity for the Forest Service, for partners like Clerk and BLM, NRCS. We work with multi-agencies to help get more work on the ground as efficiently as we can. We do everything from reforestation, post-fire restoration, a lot of forest thinning, forest health, watershed health, a lot of aquatic restoration and everything else along the way.
A lot of us spend time, staring at our phones, sitting in front of a computer screen all week. There's value to just having a place to get out and see nature. This forest was great for that, and we're really trying to bring that back.